Editor's note: the following contains spoilers for Jurassic Park Rebirth. Jurassic Park changed cinematic culture in many ways, as it kickstarted a new era of summer blockbusters and proved that extensive visual effects could be used in a compelling way. Despite briefly holding the title of highest-grossing film of all time, Jurassic Park did not lead to a resurgence in media centered around dinosaurs, as subsequent films about the prehistoric creatures failed to have the same impact. This would seemingly give the sequels to Jurassic Park an opportunity to revel in the awe-inspiring nature of dinosaurs, as their presence is itself reason enough to see a film. Unfortunately, the Jurassic Park franchise has forgotten the inherent majesty of the dinosaurs and has strayed farther from its roots by suggesting that people have lost their enthusiasm for the creatures entirely. This doesn't just make it harder to relate to the story, but serves as a complete betrayal of what made the first film so special. The recently released Jurassic World Rebirth develops a meta-commentary on people's boredom with dinosaurs, in what is clearly a metaphor for the franchise itself. Set 5 years after the events of Jurassic World Dominion, Jurassic World Rebirth establishes that the world has become inhospitable to dinosaurs, forcing them to retreat to tropical islands that are far away from any humans. After learning that the biomaterial from the dinosaurs could be used to make extraordinary medical advances, the pharmaceutical representative Martin Krebs sets up an extraction team, which includes the special operations expert Zora Bennett, the paleontologist Dr. Henry Loomis, and the boat captain Duncan Kincaid. The dinosaurs feel secondary to the plot in Jurassic World Rebirth, as the film treats them as just another monster of the week group, and not a miracle within science. Jurassic World Rebirth fails to engage with the events in the previous trilogy, which established the idea that dinosaurs could live among humans. Although there is a brief moment in the beginning in which Krebs witnesses a dinosaur being extracted from a public area, the film doesn't spend any time showing these repercussions. Even though Loomis is the only character in the film who seems to have any interest in the preservation of the dinosaurs' biodiversity, he admits to becoming cynical about the museum losing the interest of the public. While this could have created an interesting scenario in which the characters learn to respect the breakthroughs in science that allowed these creatures to once again walk the earth, the film does not allow for any sense of astonishment. There are no scenes in Rebirth that come close to seeing Dr. Alan Grant stare at the Brachiosaurus in the original Jurassic Park. Since the characters of Rebirth don't seem to be amazed, there's no reason that the audience should be invested either. Ironically, the only scene in the film that conveys this idea is when Loomis shares a similar encounter with a Brachiosaurus, which allows him to experience the joy of seeing creatures that he had only read about. What could have continued a beautiful character arc is sadly undercut, as Loomis' observations about dinosaur life are forced into the background when the film shifts focus to Krebs' evil plan. Jurassic World Rebirth does not include any ethical debates about the return of dinosaurs, which is another reason why Steven Spielberg's 1993 classic is still considered to be a masterpiece. The film allowed characters like Dr. Ian Malcolm to voice their concerns about disrupting the process of evolution, all the while developing some compelling scientific reasons why this process could have been completed. Although Loomis briefly speaks about his respect for the dinosaurs' ability to survive, the film instead chooses to develop commentary about the greediness of corporations, as Krebs wants to line his pockets by making his medical advances a profitable endeavor. The question of whether aiding the human race would justify exploiting dinosaurs is never brought up, and the characters never consider applying the same medical research to preserving the dinosaurs' natural habitat. Jurassic World Rebirth takes place in a world where dinosaurs have become commonplace, which means that their appearance isn't treated with any gravity. Zora and Duncan are so experienced in the world of espionage and covert operations that they don't seem impressed by the dinosaurs, as they view them as just another threat that they have to overcome. Although it would be expected that a malicious character like Krebs would have no respect for the dinosaurs, it's disappointing that the film sidelines Loomis, who is the only character in the film with any enthusiasm. There's an interesting moment in which Loomis references the fact that he studied under Dr. Grant, but the film denies him the opportunity to expand on his thoughts, as it instead shifts focus to a shipwrecked civilian family who have no respect, deference, or interest in the dinosaurs. The meta aspects of Jurassic World Rebirth revolve around the franchise itself, and not the dinosaurs.